What's up, boys? Callsign Grimey here. Welcome to another DCS video. And as you can see here, I am inside the newly released F-15E Strike Eagle from Razbam. This has been a pretty incredible module to fly around and mess around with. And there is such a big learning curve with it, as I'm sure many of you know this already. So today's video is going to focus on how to utilize DCS The Way version 2.0 with the new F-15E Strike Eagle. The DCS Way app does now support fully the F-15E Strike Eagle, which is really cool. If you're not familiar with DCS The Way, why it's a great app, it's a must-have app if you fly DCS, as well as how to utilize it with some of the various aircraft that it supports. Check out the links below in the description. I have a walkthrough on it, as well as a step-by-step guide how to use the app with each specific aircraft, because it does vary to a certain degree depending on what aircraft you're using. So whether it's the F-16, the F-18, the Harrier, the Apache, the A-10, it's a bit different, but largely the same. It's not so different here with the Strike Eagle. So let's go ahead and go into the F-10 map. We are in active pause right here. So the app is open. This is what it looks like. We're gonna hit the plus button. It's gonna pull up the little green reticle here, center of our screen. You see it right here. This is what we're going to go ahead and place over whatever area we want to drop a waypoint. So in this case, we'll drop one right here. Let's just say somewhere over here is going to be our target area. We want to find some targets that are in this area. We'll drop that there, and then we will turn back this direction to get out of dodge. So we got three little waypoints right here. Don't forget, if you expand each one, you can rename the waypoint. Now, I did try to experiment to see that if I were to write within the waypoint box for the one that I want to be a target point, if that would transfer over and it would read the information and know that it was a target point instead of a waypoint. Unfortunately, the answer is no. Maybe that's something that they can implement down the road. So once you've either named them or if you leave them as they are, don't forget you can use the little hamburgers here to the far right to sequence them in a different order, move them around, whatever order you want them to be in. Once that's done, let's hop back into the aircraft. And at this point, we're going to hit transfer to DCS. We're going to get this pop-up right here. This is very familiar to those of you that fly the Apache and use the DCS Way app, because it's going to ask you, what seat are you in? Are you in the pilot seat? Or in this case, are you the Wizzo back there? Hey, what's up? In this case, we are in the front seat piloting, so we're going to hit pilot. Once we do that, it is going to automatically begin to enter in all of the data. We're going to move the app off screen, and you can see here how efficient this is at entering the information on your UFC. And just like that, it's entered in those three waypoints. Now we'll take a look here on our map, and you can see here, I know it's a little whitewashed, apologies, but there's waypoint 1, 2, and 3. Now, of course, we said that when we were dropping these waypoints that number 2 was actually a target point. So it's not designated as such here on the TSD. So what can we do to change that? It's a very simple process. I'm going to walk you through that. So what we're going to do here is we see here on the right side of our UFC top right corner, steer point 1B is the focus. First, we're going to need to change that to waypoint 2. So we're going to hit 2. You'll see it down here. We're going to hit push button 10, and it's going to change it into steer point 2, which is the focus right now. Now that we have that in focus, that's the waypoint that the system is focused on, we're going to hit push button 10 once more. That's going to allow us to go into the details of that waypoint to change the waypoint. So say, for instance, the coordinates were off a little bit. We can re-enter those coordinates north and east. We can change the elevation if the elevation was off. But in this case, we want to turn this waypoint into a target point. And in the Strike Eagle, to turn any waypoint into a target point, you're simply going to add a period after the number of that waypoint. So because we're on waypoint 2, we're going to hit 2 dot or period. Once that's selected, we're going to hit push button number 1 here in the top left corner. And now you saw it went to point B. Once we're done with that, we go back to data. And now we look here and you see the triangle is outlined instead of the circle, which designates that as a target point now instead of a waypoint. And that is how you will change any and all of your waypoints into target points after you've entered them into the aircraft via DCS The Way. So you can see it didn't take any time to do all of this. Automatically enter those waypoints in, and then the waypoints that need to be target points for referencing, you can quickly do that in the way I just showed you. Hopefully this helps and makes your flying experience a lot easier and more efficient. And of course, for those of you that want the full immersion experience, you don't have to use this app. But for those of you that are on a time crunch, that want to get in and focus on the flying, the fighting, the bombing, and not get bogged down with some of the technical extra things that you got to do with the aircraft because you got to get back to the wife and the kids or got work to do, this is going to help just expedite some of these other aspects of the game so you can get right into the fight and have a good time. So hopefully this video helped, guys. If it did, throw a like, subscribe to the channel, stick around for some more content coming soon. Thank you guys for watching. Callsign Grimey out.